Hey guys, DRS here. Today I'm bringing you a brand new and very long awaited tutorial for the storage system for PS4 Minecraft. Now this design has been around for years. I don't claim ownership of it or designing for it. I'm just trying to spread the word here and help out as many people as possible. If you want to leave a question down below, if I've maybe skipped over something, add me on PlayStation Network. My name is DR Spinulus, as you can see over there, so add me up and I'll try and help you guys through it. But before this video starts, I want to say this video has a lot of hoppers. Well, this design has a lot of hoppers, so just be prepared for your iron amounts before going into this, depending on the size of your storage system. But yeah, let's jump straight into it. Okay, so this is a nice demo storage system here. This storage system would have 3 different items, one here, one here, one here. Just quite simply how that would work. So each line of hoppers is a different item. Here we have 2 double chests worth for each item, and yeah, it's pretty simple, not much more to it. This is the redstone, but I'll be building a proper tutorial for you now, so let's get into it. Okay guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you know where your chests are going to be. So I'm going to start placing in some chests over here. Again, I'm going to make mine 3 wide for the tutorial, but you can make yours infinitely long, obviously depending on how much iron you have for the hoppers, but there we are. Okay, so now I'm going to make a second row of these. Quite simply. Again, I'm only going to make it small for this tutorial, but so you can make it a lot bigger. Right, now we need to place hoppers on the back of these chests like so. You can see the hoppers are going into the chests and not directly down. If they're down, they're wrong. If they're into the side, they're right. So make sure you check that for all of these hoppers. I'll specify which ones are super important as well. Because these are important, otherwise your items will go into the chest, but if you don't get this next part right, it'll be wrong. Well, when I get to it, so don't worry. I just want to make that clear for everybody. So we're going to place blocks on the back of there. And then I'm going to have a block. So I'm going to destroy these real quick. Don't worry about me placing them. They will be going back. It's just easier to place the torches. Because if you have these, you've got to kind of dip in, dip out. Although I can do it on a 3 block wide design. I'm just going to get rid of those for now. So you want 3 torches like that. And we're going to place blocks on the back of the hoppers like so. So now these 2 hoppers are powered and the items won't go through. I'm going to destroy these blocks on the floor. You don't have to, it's just I'm going to do it for the tutorial. And then we're going to place another block, well, another line of blocks behind those repeaters like so. What we're going to do now is bring out this by here. And this line can be slabs if you want. It doesn't have to be full blocks here. That is completely optional. And then what we're going to do is going to cover this, except for this final line, in redstone dust, all the way across. All the way. So if you kept on going, say to 15 or whatever, all of these 3 wide would be covered in redstone. Now we're going to have 3 comparators facing towards the repeater, not into the hopper like that. Make sure 2 is at the side of the hoppers. And then what we're going to do then is land on our chests, and what we're going to do is we're going to crouch and look into the comparators and place a hopper. Now make sure you don't do this, make sure you're crouched and make sure you are looking at the comparators. Again, it can't be down, it has to be sideways into the comparator there. So it's sideways. If I get on a block and show you the height, it's sideways into the comparator like so. Again, you'll have a nice little hitbox around the comparator when you're looking at it into the comparator. Fantastic. Right, let's jump up here and do the same for this one, and then boom, that is the design done. Now this will sort items when we configure what items we want to be sorted, because we have to kind of program it. It's not complicated, but we'll get around to it. So what we're going to do now is we need to send multiple items. It's not just for one type of item, so we're going to have multiple items going through. I don't know, I'll have 3 different items, I'm not sure yet, in each of these here. But the items have to get into these hoppers first. So what we're going to do for that is we're going to place in a block temporarily there. And hoppers, again, going into one another, not directly down like this, into one another in a line. So we're going to call this the hopper line, on top of the hoppers going into the comparators there. And then this is where we'll have our, you can call it an input chest if you want. So this is just where we're going to dump our items, the 3 items that go in here. In fact, no, I'm going to make it a bit more secure. I wouldn't put it there, actually. I'd put it more on its own hopper because sometimes hoppers can be slow in PS4 Minecraft, so, well, just in general, really, with how they work, so I would take it out one more for an input chest. I mean, I doubt you'd have an input chest directly on it, so just bear that in mind. I'd take one off, over, if you wanted, or above, either way. You could have it above, like so as well. Either would work as an input chest. Okay, so all of our items will be filtered in through there. Now we need to do... Well, now we need to get an anvil. And what we're going to do in this anvil is we're going to get a stack of items. Doesn't matter what items. I'd recommend cheap ones, but items. Make sure the items you use stack to 64 for this. Ender pearls, snowballs, eggs, things like that won't work, nor signs. And certainly things not like swords or fishing rods. So just bear that in mind. Make sure it's an item that stacks to 64 and try and keep it cheap. And what we're going to do is going to rename them. Now, it doesn't matter what you're going to do. But what you're going to name it, but I'm going to name it something quite wonderful, I think. So, I've got these blocks. The XP required for each stack is 1. It doesn't matter how many items are within that stack. It'll always cost 1 XP level to enchant it. So, just bear that in mind. Yes, I could have enchanted 32, but I enchanted 64 because it still cost me 1 XP level. Now, I'm going to place these in to here like so. So I'm gonna quickly place these in like this. So you're gonna leave a gap at the front and then have 4 dirt, cobblestone, whatever you want, whatever you find the cheapest, and then again leaving that gap. So what this will do is turn on our comparators, which I'll show you now in a second, but it'll only power it lightly. So the hoppers take out the percentage reading of the hopper, and we've only got 4 out of a total of 5 stacks in there. So that's why it's only producing such a low output. But now I'm going to choose the blocks I want to be sorted. So I want to have, I think, some colourful blocks. I'm going to go with light blue wool, lime wool, and pink wool for our items. So what we need is 42 of each item. Can be 41, depends if the hoppers want to hold one at the bottom. Don't worry about it. You'll get more eventually. So what you're going to need is at least 42 for this system to start working. Well, you could technically just put 1 in and eventually it'll start filling up, but until you'll start seeing items, it'll have to be 42. The 1 went through. Sometimes they stay in these bottom hoppers like it has here, and then it'll go into the chests following that. So what we're going to do then is place lime in there and light blue in there. Again, you can have up to a stack into here, you know, you can put a stack in, that's fine. But there we are. Now don't put items directly into these hoppers again. Same reason I've got the chest out of here is just so it gives hoppers time to load, because hoppers will take 1 item at a time. So don't overload the hoppers. If you are going to overload a hopper, then by that I mean put an input in. Make sure it's not connected to a hopper beneath it. Just saying, so that'll fail safe sort of those there. Right, now if I go into here, I got the 22 pink on me. Then we get 22 lime and 22 blue in there. So if I put this in here, it should hopefully go into our first one. There we go. It's starting to come through now, and we should get to all the 22 from this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this a little bit more. We got 21, which is interesting. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know where that other pink wool went. Sometimes these things in PS4 Minecraft can be a bit buggy, and the occasional item I think you'll lose. Like if I were to put a full stack in there, we would probably, well no we would, I literally just tested it off camera. You do get a full stack going in. So if I was to get a full stack of pink wool now, put it in the chest, that should all filter through into our chest here. And as you can see, it does. I haven't edited this anyway. In fact, I might even speed it up just to prove that. The full stack went in, so I don't know why we lost that item. Again, it's a bit buggy. I don't know, but 90% of the time, I'll say this at least works. I'm confident in saying, you know, like, don't be off-put by that. Again, this can be used for any item that stacks to 64. You can't use things like ender pearls. You can't use snowballs. You can't use swords, fishing rods, anything like that. They'll have to be filtered into their own chests separately. Again, what you can do for that is exactly what we've done with the chests here, and then have the hopper line on this level instead of this level, but that's the only alteration you'll need to make for that. Again, if you need any help, let me know, but this is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.